myself to doing community-based work and things that are going to impact my community. It's how I was raised, and so it's just something that kind of stuck. And currently I'm the executive director for the National Association of Hispanic Journalists. And our job within the association is to diversify the newsrooms. Therefore, we diversify the voices, and we make sure that Latinos are accurately represented in media, but especially in news. In Mexico in 1901, there was a group of men in high society that were known to have these gatherings or events. They were known to be perhaps homosexual. On this particular night, they had a dance, and there was 42 of them, half dressed as men, half dressed as women. But at one point, the cops come in, break into the party, beat them all up, and then throw them in jail. But one of them was the son-in-law of the then Mexican president, Porfirio Diaz. So they release him, and then the remaining 41 were essentially disappeared. The families either had to pay to get them out of jail and out of town, or the families did not claim them, or those who didn't have money were sent to the Yucatan to work camps and essentially disappeared and never to be heard from again. And so I still get chills when I think about the story, because when I heard this story, I literally had this warm feeling of like, I'm not alone. And I was seeing myself in history. And then I got angry. I was like, then obviously then people have been suffering and being labeled with this and being chastised and ridiculed in a way that they don't even know sometimes, or they can't protect themselves. As a Latino culture, we're still pretty homophobic, and although it's gotten a lot better, it still has a lot of challenges. So because I've been in nonprofit for so many years, what I decided to do was start an online nonprofit organization called Honor 41, with three simple concepts. One is to reclaim the number 41. So if you can use it as a source of pride, then no one can use it against you. Second, it's an important moment of history for Latinos and LGBT Latinos, and to know a little bit about that story. Now, there are versions of the story, but what doesn't change is the meaning of 41. And the third, how do we celebrate where we are today, and how do we help families that are struggling with their children that are LGBT? How do we prevent these kids from feeling isolated and thinking that the only thing they can either do is run away from home or commit suicide?
We are not going to go away, and we're going to keep, getting married and showing our pride, and we need to do that because there's certain rights that need to be protected, and I think that kind of allows for it a little bit more.
Our first project is the 41 list, and it's a play on the original 41. And now we identify 41 Latino LGBTQ role models throughout the country and tape their story, get to know a little bit about how culture, family, religion played a role in their own coming out story, what advice they have for kids who are, my goal was that if a kid is in Iowa, a Latino kid in Iowa, and all of a sudden says, oh, I might be gay, I don't know, what do I do and where do I look, that they punch in gay Latino, and then now they have access to these videos. And at the end of this year, there'll be 164 videos of profiles of all of these incredible people that range from the youngest was 12, who was a trans girl with her mom. The oldest at this point has been 78. The professions are also varied. We have attorneys, judges. This year we have a high network executive. The gamut of, again, showing that as Latinos and being LGBT, that we can be in any kind of job.
I really hope to highlight the voices of people that you can't get anywhere else.
But it's always still about working hard and about being authentic, and that you can contribute so much more to the world and your own happiness if you are authentic and can tell your story.
No quería que me vieran a mí así, por el miedo a que me fueran a rechazar.
And I can tell you that I would have never, ever in a million years thought that this would have happened, because I was in such a place of darkness with the 41, and I had suppressed it. And sometimes, I'll be honest, I would say to God, ay, pero por qué? Like, why do you keep, why do you keep punishing me, is what I actually said. And when this whole idea started coming to me, I just kind of, oh, okay, so you weren't trying to punish me. You were just keeping 41 in my consciousness, so that at one point, when I was ready to hear what I was supposed to do, then I would actually let it reveal. And it has been an incredible project of love and giving back, but also of trust and people wanting to tell their story. And so I feel also really lucky that people get to tell me their story and I get to share it.